just wondering what's going on. They in the house.
Hey.
Stay away from my motherfucker.
Get back!
Or what?
Get back!
Or what?
Get back!
Or what?
Get back!
Columbus, Ohio police showed their citizens who they are in this video from years prior.
Bro, look how you're doing, bro. He did nothing, bro. He did nothing.
I got you, dog.
He did nothing.
The man who got punched for absolutely no reason is Jonathan Robinson, who's manhandled by the cops. Awful scenes that unfortunately continue to play out in this country. Via WBNS, Jonathan Robinson says he was crossing the street to protect his wife, who was holding their 2 children, when he was shoved and then punched by the officer. Initially, I'm there approaching the officer because he has a weapon. My wife, my 2 children are right there, Robinson said. He has a weapon. His finger is on the trigger. He's moving toward her. He has his arms out toward my wife. Police reports indicate the officer involved in the situation was listed as Officer Johnson. Johnson puts out videos like these on his Instagram account in an attempt to put out something activists call propaganda, a reference to police and its precincts using their social media channels to promote and propagandize cop behavior to score points with the community. Here, he is dancing in one video. Here's another posted on Mr. Johnson's Instagram page, repurposing a clip he shared on his TikTok under the same username. He was even honored at an Ohio State football game for his dancing videos. The power of sports and police forces remain intact no matter what any politician says. Locally, he shows, well, if you define it as a jumper, that's what we're seeing in this video, none of which should overshadow the fact he sucker punched a citizen while bearing a rifle in his hands. In the years since, Officer Anthony Johnson was captured on video showing his dance moves. He's become known as Columbus's dancing cop and worked to promote community policing via speaking engagements and a podcast. On his Instagram, Officer AJ posts videos that show him joking, dancing, and singing with local teens, wrote BuzzFeed News. Officers first arrived at the home after someone set off fireworks nearby, the sound of which was caught by ShotSpotter, an automatic gunshot detection system. Robinson's brother, Daryl Sloan, said in a Facebook video. Sloan said he explained to police that only he and his brothers were in the house with their children and they did not have a firearm. But more officers continued to arrive, he said, ordering the adults out of the house while the children remained inside. Sloan said an officer then gave permission for a relative to pick up the children, but he failed to communicate that to other officers. The officer orders Robinson to get back. Or what? Robinson shouts in reply. After several exchanges, Johnson then pushes Robinson, telling him to back up and punches him. He sucker punched my brother, Sloan said, and he laughed about it. The man who was hit is having a hard time processing the incident. Robinson, 25, says he was on the receiving end of the punch. I'm glad to be alive, he says. In the aftermath, Columbus, Ohio police's Twitter feed said that uses of force can appear shocking, but par for the course, did not condemn the officer's behavior. Furthermore, the Columbus Dispatch noted Keith Farrell, president of Fraternal Order of Police Capital City Lodge Number 9, confirmed that an internal police investigation completed the week prior cleared Officer Johnson for his actions. Farrell said he thinks the lessons from this incident are pretty simple. Quote, if people comply, they won't have this issue in the first place, Farrell said in a scathing sentence, appearing to place blame on Robinson and others, but not the officer. In the city, local pastor Frederick Lamar called for a meeting, which included Robinson, Officer Johnson, Columbus Police Chief Thomas Quinlan, and Robinson's family members all joined the meeting, which Lamar said was not about the facts, it was about healing. Quote, you don't have to excuse people, but you understand why they do what they do, and we came away with that, Lamar said. Clearly, it was inexcusable. Soon thereafter, 614 Now reported Jonathan Robinson, who was punched in the neck by Officer Anthony Johnson, aka the dancing cop, along with 2 other men involved in the incident, have filed a lawsuit claiming 6 officers violated their civil rights.